I know this is slight delay. Slight delay. I stumbled out of the gate again. I do this, you know. If you know me and you've known me long enough, you know I tend to stumble out of the gate on occasion. On occasion. Occasion. Um, Is it fixed? Jeez. You know, I, Joe, how's it going, man? Joe Martins. Wow, that was 20 minutes of blather. You missed the entire 20 minutes of blather. You didn't miss. You probably weren't here. Um, but basically, so what I'm doing, as the title, as you can see, suggests, and probably my tags have now been updated to suggest. On YouTube, it doesn't do tags, right? I can't do tags for my restream. I have to go in there and update them later. Um, oh, glad to hear it, man. But ultimately, what I am doing, hopefully it's got my title right. I am going to be reading a play. And then I'm going to be learning a monologue from within that play. And then I'm going to be trying out for an audition in a play in 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, because it was 2 weeks from Friday. And so I've got 2 weeks to see if I can do this. I've never, ever, ever done any kind of acting in my life. Not 5 minutes, not 10 minutes, not nothing. I've watched movies with people acting. No, I mean like, duh, they're all acting. No, people in the show trying to be actors. And those are what kind of motivated me. You know, like they're doing a play. It's like, did you ever see the TV show Barry? That's one that I saw recently. He's kind of this guy just kind of drawn into this thing, and he's kind of acting during his part-time of not being an assassin of some kind. And then we just watched a movie called Ghostlight, which also kind of had a guy who was kind of drawn in and ended up being, part of a play. And I thought, you know what? I feel like I can do that. And I thought, well, yeah, I think I can do that. But I have to ask myself, what are the things that can happen here? One is I can go in and freeze up, or get really nervous, and just like my voice goes away, and I just fade into the oblivion, and I just say, yeah, that's not for me. Two, I don't get a job. I don't get a job. I don't get a part in the play, which is a possibility. I mean, that's probably the highest possibility, right? I think for me, success in the audition would simply be going in and completing it, having felt like I did what I could do, right? Considering I've never taken acting anything, nothing. I've been on stage, I was just trying to count it in my head, I think 4 times. I did at 7, I danced to the song Jive Talkin' with some girl in my class in a talent show. Yeah, Jive Talkin', Bee Gees. Jive Talkin'. I don't know the rest of the words, so we'll stop. I've sang karaoke 3 times. I think one time was Rockin' Robin, once was Pretty Woman, and the other one I can't remember. I want to say maybe Hotel California, something like that. But that's my experience of being on stage, and actually only one of those 4 things was actually a stage. It was just the 3 songs were just me standing in front of a crowd, taking turns on the mic with other people. I was on a stage with the Jive Talkin' at 7, so that's the only time I've ever been on a stage, and I did not catch the bug then. I was like, I thought about it. I go through junior high school, and I see people doing plays. I'm like, I wonder, could I do that? Maybe, but I could never get it on my schedule, my class schedule, because it was just never the thing. You got this many electives, and it was down here on my interests. It was in the middle zone, and always something up here I got. So, other stuff you have to take required classes, so you can't do that. But if you've seen me do any of my streams, even some of my programming streams, right? So I do programming on here. But I do board games. I play Frosthaven. I play video games. You've seen me doing other video games. Maybe. I don't know what you've watched. I don't know who's watching now. But you've seen me do those. And I do occasionally make voices. I can do deep voices and try to be suave. Haha, Darius, come on and challenge me. You know, I don't mind being goofy on here, but making up voices as I go. And here's the thing, I thought, well, I could be a book reader, you know, like Audible. But then I thought, oh, but then I got to remember which accent I assign to people and duplicate it. Because sometimes I'll come up with an accent that works really good, and then I can't remember what I did. So I'll come back to the book or whatever I'm doing. I'm like, what voice did I do? It's like I do D&D. I'm a game master for a couple of friends. I just one game mastering thing, and I do voices there. But I'll make up a voice, but it's only good for that piece of the session. I can come back to it later in the session, and I won't even use the voice. It's like confidence, you know, confidence in learning and being used to using that voice for that person. So again, that's like a advanced acting skill to be able to pick a dialect and keep it. And not dialect, that's another thing. That's a robot that shoots people. We gotta have. I amuse me. I do it all the time. So anyway, on here you got Shakespearean dialect, right? So that's the whole. What's that? Iambic pentameter? They say. I think that's what it's called. And I always think that pentameter must be like in measured in fives of some kind, and I don't really get that. Some of these I'm reading them, I don't quite get the rhythm, but I understand that Shakespearean dialect is rhythmic. It's got kind of a flow to it, and so I'll be trying to read that. And that's it. That's me trying to get through it. So basically, I'll have to cut out the first 20 minutes of this video after it uploads. But I did say I was going to start later in this stream, later in the book. All I'm doing for the first day or two is reading the book. So that's probably going to be my longest streams, because what I'm going to be doing from here for the next 2 weeks is trying to learn a monologue or pick a guy. Like I said, I can kind of relate to Aegeus, who is a father in this, and he wants his daughter to marry Demetrius. And if you know Midsummer's Night Dream, which, by the way, I did not. I mean, I heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it until Friday, because I read the synopsis. And now I'm 15 pages into reading the book, or reading the play. Aegeus is the father. He wants his daughter Hermia to marry Demetrius. Hermia, of course, does not want to. She wants to marry Lysander. He says Demetrius is, good for you. He's got all this wealth and blah, blah, blah. And Lysander saying, hey, wait a minute, I have all this, I have a bunch of wealth too. I'm just as well off as him, maybe even more so. But, he said, he likes Demetrius. He just likes him. He wants him to be there. Now, from what I'm told, I haven't read any of the rest of this play, but I've told Demetrius is kind of a jerk. He's kind of full of himself. He thinks he's all that, and he should get the girl, except, according to Lysander, he's got a girlfriend, or there's a girl already interested in him, which would be, I think, Helena. Theseus, the whole play starts off with Theseus talking to his girlfriend, I guess, or fiance, Hippolyta. They're about to get married. But Theseus, I haven't figured out who he is in this story. I think he might be some kind of official, some judge, some high-end guy. And he's kind of arbitrating the discussion between Aegeus and Lysander, Demetrius, and Hermia, trying to he's trying to keep heads level and try to get everybody to do the right thing. And he does tell Hermia, look, the law does say your father can give you to whoever, and it's at the risk of your life, or maybe even some penalty less so, like being made a nun. And she's like, well, I'll just be a nun. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather go be a nun. And he's like, okay. But I relate to Aegeus in that I understand the respect need, the desire to have his daughter marry a man who would be respectful enough of his wishes, but also for her to be, willing to hear her father out and do as he wishes. I understand that premise because I have a daughter. However, I don't have this kind of level of. I think it would be great if whoever she ends up with does, ask me just out of tradition. I don't truly believe I have any say. I mean, it's up to her. If she loves the person and she's happy with them. That's all I want, really. But I wouldn't mind that. I think it'd be nice to know that she's with somebody who has that kind of respect for her family. But that said, that's why I relate to Aegeus. His part's really short, though. He's got like one dialogue at the beginning. It's like, 20 lines, 15 lines. And then he's got like various little bits across, like 5 lines the rest of the way through. Um, all right, Joe, man, you have a good one. I appreciate it. And I know this is not what you're accustomed to seeing from me, so I don't expect, a lot of the people who ever watch any of my videos to think this is the video to watch. But thanks, man. I appreciate it coming by, just saying hi. It's always welcome. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and start reading. I'm going to start at page 15 because I've already summarized, and we're going to see if I can at least enunciate, read out loud, and get a feel for each character, and if I can be expressive. I want to read these expressively. Now, granted, a lot of times when you're reading, you lose that a little bit, right? Because you're just reading. You're trying to absorb it. You need to read it like twice before you can start really getting into the character. But hopefully, I may have to read some lines multiple times simply to understand the emotion, what they're doing. Because a lot of times I'm reading it and I'm seeing like a foreign language, and my brain has to go, this is what this is saying. Like, oh, okay, I got to reread that and try it again in a different context. But I'm hoping. I might try some voices, but there's a good chance I'm going to get off of my voices. Like I said, I warned you I was going to lose the voices. So let's do it. We'll start with Theseus, page 15 of the play. I don't know what that is. 115 lines? The 115th line of the play, I guess. 100 and something. Okay. Yeah. I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoken thereof. But being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look, you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up. Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate. I could translate that for you. I guess it's translated in my mind. Essentially, he's going to try to help them understand everything, right? Fair Hermia is supposed to go get herself ready to do what father said because there's no way to get out of it. That's basically what that says. Anyway, for you, I know I shouldn't be translating that. That's not how you read Shakespeare. You let the crowd. If I try to translate it for the crowd, yeah. So, to me, I feel like it needs translating because to me, it's very difficult to understand sometimes. But, hey, people will figure it out. They do. They listen to the play all the time, and it's obviously supposed to be a famous play. So, anyway. But, being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But, Demetrius, come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm. See, it's so hard to read this stuff, man. So hard. For you, fair Hermia, look, you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we extenuate, to death or to vow of a single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in my business against our nuptials and confer with you of something nearby that concerns yourself. See, I feel like my language is off. Do I think I could do Theseus? Maybe. I don't know. Aegeus, what duty and desire we follow you? All but Hermia and Lysander exit. So Aegeus and Demetrius have left to go follow Theseus out. But now Lysander and Hermia are talking. They're still there. How, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there to do? Oh gosh, geez, I'm going to stumble over my tongue. It's going to take me a while to get the hang of this. And this is what you're going to get from me, especially now. How, my love? Why is your cheek too pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast? Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them with, beteem from the tempest of my eyes. Ay me, that for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it with different in blood. O cross, too high to be enthralled, too low, or else McGroft in respect of years. Oh, spite. Oh, you know what? I read that. See, I did that wrong. I did that all Hermia. Oh, cross too high, or be oh, 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 cross too high to be enthralled too low, or I don't know why they put it in the weird brackets like that. I don't. Is that why do they do that? The little square brackety thing. Maybe I should make this bigger. Let's make this bigger so everybody can see what I'm reading. Everybody being the all of me. All right, let's try that again. Where am I? Nope, 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 nope. Now it's all magnified, and therefore it's half off the screen. There we go. So I don't understand this little symbol here. See how it says, oh, cross too high to be enthralled, and then it says too low. But what does that little brackety things mean? That must be some kind of script reading, because it says it here, all but Hermia, Alessander leave. See, exit. With duty and desire we follow you, and they exit. It's kind of like notes, but what is this? Why is this note? Okay, anyway. Oh, cross too high to be enthralled too low. Listen, or else misgraft in respective years. Oh, spite too old to be engaged too young. Or else it stood up the choice of friends. Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes. Or, if there was sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lighting in the collide night, that, in a spleen, unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold! The jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion. If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is customary cross, as due to love and thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancies followers. A good persuasion, therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to the place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If you lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without town, where did I meet the once with Helena, to do observance to morn of May, there will I stay for thee. Obviously, they're stealing away. Now, again, I'm trying to read in the rhythmic parts, but you can tell that at times I'm not pausaphrasing pausaphrasing the words at the right points, and that's going to be practice, because you're stating something, but yet even though you're in this iambic pentameter, you still should be stating as though it's conversational, right? I mean, you're still trying to speak something that you're not just reading a poem, you're actually stating something, so every phrase needs to have its correct highs and lows. I swear to thee, my Cupid's strongest bow. Oh, my good Lysander, I swear to thee, my Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly I will meet with thee. Lysander, keep promise, my love. Look here, keep promise, my love. Look, here comes Helena. Enter Helena. Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away? Call it. Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away? Call you me. Call you me. Wow, call you me fair? That fair again, unsay. Demetrius loves you fair. Loves your fair, or happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear would catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give it to be translated. Oh, teach me how to look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart. Oh, frown upon him, yet he loves me still. Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill. I give him curses, yet he gives me love. Oh, that my prayers could such affection move. The more I hate, the more he follows me. The more I love, the more he hateth me. His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine. None but your beauty would that fault were mine. Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seems Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell. Helen, do you our minds we will unfold tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed glass, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal. Through Athens' gates we have devised to steal. And in the woods where often you and I upon faint promise rose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsels sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight. Our lovers' food will tomorrow deep midnight. Wow. Our lovers' food till morrow deep midnight. Our lovers' food tomorrow deep midnight. I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu, as on him Demetrius dote on you. How happy some or others can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he did know. And as he errs doting in Hermia's eyes, so I admiring on his qualities. Qualities? It's qualities? So I admiring of his qualities. Thinks base and vile holdings no quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with eyes but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind on any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste, and therefore is love and said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled, as waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love and perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermias, what the heck is that? Ein? Oh my gosh. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermias Ein, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia I felt, so he dissolved in showers of oaths did melt. I did go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue, and for his intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again. She exits. So I think she's not talking to them, right? So she's basically just plotting to tell on her. Even though as an attempt to win Demetrius, he's going to tell on them. That's what I'm gathering. I don't know. Fortunately, I don't have to play one of the women. So yeah. Okay. Enter Quince the carpenter, and Snug the joiner, and Bottom the weaver, and Flute the bellows mender, and Snout the tinker, and Starveling the tailor. Sheesh. These are characters of the students. These are the younger students in the class. They said that some of these can be played as teachers, so they don't have to all be students. And this just allows for older actors, I think. So that's how they're talking. It could be students, could be teachers, but either way, it's a group of people that are all going to be they're going to have students obviously in the play. But what I'm saying is the play can be students and or teachers in the play. There's a play within the play. That's what I'm talking about. Quince, is all our company here? You, and what's going to make this challenging is a lot of different voices now, and I'm not going to be able to keep getting them all. Is all our company here? You are best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script. Here is the scroll of every man's name which is thought fit, though all Athens, to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night. First, good Peter Quince, say what the plate treats on, then read the names of actors and so grow to a point. Mary, our play is, the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe. Oh, a very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves. Answer, I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver. Ready. Name what part am I for, and proceed. You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus. What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant? A lover that kills himself most gallant for love. That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or part to tear a cat in, to make all split. Whoa. A part to tear a cat in. Whoa, that is a tyrant. The rage. I don't know if I read that correct, but whatever. The raging rocks and shivering rocks shall break the locks of prism gates of filthless cards shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. Okay, let's read that again. The raging rocks of shivering rocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. Did he just read that? Is that his little poem? Just reading it because he can. That was lofty. Now the rest of the players. There is Hercules' vein. Oh, wait. Did I skip? No, I'm right. Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein, a lover's is more condoling. Francus flute, the bellows mender. Here, Peter Quince. Flute, you must take Thisbe on you. What is Thisbe? A wandering knight? Is that another guy? See, I don't even know who the females are. It is a lady that Pyramus must love. Nay, faith, let not me play a woman. Okay, obviously a guy. I have a beard coming. That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as much as small as you will. And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in momentous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy Thisbe, dear and lady dear. No, you must play Pyramus and flute. You, Thisbe. Well, proceed. Robin Starveling, the tailor. Here, Peter Quince. Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Oh my gosh. Tom Snout, the tinker. Snout. Here, Peter Quince. You, Pyramus' father, myself, Thisbe's father, Snug the joiner, you the lion's part, and hope here is a play fitted. Snug. Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study. You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring. Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear it. I will roar, I do any man's good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again! Let him roar again! Quit. You should do it terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all. That would hang us all, every mother's son. I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice, so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you and tweer any nightingale. You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man as one shall see on a summer day, a most lovely gentleman-like man, therefore you must needs play Pyramus. Well, I will undertake it. What a beard were I best to play it in. Why, what you will, I will discharge it either in straw color beard, your orange tawny beard, or your purple ingrained beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow. Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. But, masters, here are your parts. Giving out the parts. Well, masters, here are your parts. and I, here, and one for you, and one for you, one for you. And I am entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night. And meet me in the place wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There will be rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known in the meantime. I will draw a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you fail me not. Hey, Sumit Karat, how you doing, man? So, is my tag and title okay? Because I've had a number of people come in that normally watch my programming, and I'm not programming today. I apologize. It's not my thing. I don't generally do that on Sunday, but I am doing this really off kilter. I know a lot of people say use a different account for that. I don't have enough followers to split up accounts, right? So if I had 1,000, I could see, okay, let's have another account. I am actually trying to learn. Okay, so I've never been an actor, ever. Never done anything related close to it. But I've been watching TV, which is very bad for you, and this is why. So, and I think I've been watching people try to take on acting. I've watched 2 shows. I don't know if you ever watched the TV show Barry. He's an assassin who part-times in acting. And then there's another one called Ghostlight, which is just a movie that just came out. It was pretty good. A guy on there, again, both of them kind of reluctantly end up trying to be actors. And I thought, you know what, I can do that. I think I can act. I think I can, maybe. But I have exactly 1 experience on a stage and 4 experiences being in front of people. 3 times I did karaoke, 1 song at different places in front of people. I did all of these. I started off pretty good. The one time on stage, I was 7 years old and I danced to Jive Talkin', which is a Bee Gees song. Jive Talkin', something. And I danced in front of the a crowd of other 7-year-olds and teachers and whatever else. It was a talent show when I was a kid. That was it. That's my experience with the stage. And when I sang okay. I sing okay, depending on the songs. I pick songs, of course, I know. But I think I sing okay. But I always start off well and lose it. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to need it. My audition, I signed up officially today. And my audition is 2 weeks from Friday. And assuming they get me a part, they could write me back and go, sorry, all the slots are filled. We can't do it. But if they don't do that, and I do get 2 weeks from Friday, last Friday, this past Friday, I have an audition. It's a 5-minute monologue from this play. This is the play. And I'm trying to learn it. I got to learn the play, and then I got to pick who I want to monologue. Then I got to pick a monologue, and then I got to read. I got to try to memorize it. They say you don't need to memorize it, which is good. That means I can have it there for comfort on the off chance. So I'm reading the play, and I'm reading it out loud for a couple of reasons. One is to know the play. I need to learn the play, right? What is it I'm dealing with here? This is Shakespearean dialect, which is weird. I'm telling you, it's very weird. And I feel like it needs translating for everybody who's listening to it who doesn't know Shakespearean dialect. So if you're not an actor. And then 2, I need to hear myself speaking out, trying to be loud, trying to be enunciating. 3, I need to find a character in here that I can relate to. And so far, the only one I've seen so far is Aegeus. I'm thinking possibly this Quince. Maybe Quince. But again, I'm picking characters that are considered secondary or thirdly characters. And it's not so much that I don't want to do the main guys. I mean, I could see trying them, but I don't know that I fit those parts. I mean, as gorgeous as this face is, it's a bit more mature. And a lot of these characters are pretty young. I mean, they're like kids, teenagers, young 20s, that kind of thing. And so I'm thinking I need to be in the role of one of the teachers, the father, something like that. I actually am thinking though. There's one character in here which we haven't gotten to. Um, so there's 170 pages of this play, by the way, and I'm on 31. So, but some of these plays, look at that. Page 31 has 4 lines, so it's not like they're all long pages. But so I'm trying to learn to read them. I want to read them with expression. I want to read them with face. I want to try to read them entertainingly. Um, though I will snap out every now and then, re-stumble and reread, because that's especially the first time you read through something, right? And ultimately, if people watch any of these videos, again, feedback would be great. But I also understand that that is not normal. And most people who would be doing streaming like this, I do games, video games, and board games, and I do programming. Those are already kind of disparate, and I'm doing them on the same stream. I also paint miniatures, which again, although in the gaming category because they're miniatures for games, it's again a little disparate. It's a totally different hobby-esque thing. So watching somebody paint is not the same as watching them play, Watcher of Realms or programming in some various programming languages. And this is about as far off the beaten path as they get as well. So most YouTubers would probably create additional accounts. I have another account. It's a fitness account where I do exercise, but I don't want to have a bunch of accounts. It's too hard to build accounts. I don't even have enough. I don't even have this account up very far. So I said, screw it. I'm gonna stick them all together. I'll just put them into what do you call them, playlists, and people can watch playlists if they want to watch anything. There you go. I'm gonna continue. Where was I? Let's go back to bottom. We will meet, and there may rehearse my must have seen, and courageously take pains be we will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously take pains be perfect. Adieu. At the Duke's Oak we meet. Enough. Hold our cut bowstrings. Enough. Hold our cut bowstrings. What does that mean? And they leave. I don't know what that means. Anyway, some of these, like I said, understanding this is half the battle. Okay, so enter a fairy at one door and Robin Goodfellow at another. So who's the fairy? Oh, fairy's just fairy. Okay. How now, spirit? Whither wander you? How do I do a fairy? What is a fairy voice going to sound like? Is it a boy fairy or a girl fairy? Are fairies all girls? Nah, they don't have to be. In D&D, they're not. All right, so fairy. How about a soft voice? Over hill, over dale, thorough bushes, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, through. Jeez, over hill, over dale, thorough bush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen, to do her orbs upon the green. The cowlips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thy lob of spirits, I'll be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon. The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing foul in wrath, because that she, as she attendant hath, a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, night of his reign, or trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all the elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there. Either I mistake your shape, and mistake quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you in that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the green, and bootless make the breathless huswife churn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barm? Mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm? those that hobgoblin call you, and sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are not you he? You speaketh right. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing a likeness of a filly foal, and sometimes lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab, and then she drinks against her lips I bob, and her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest ant telling the saddest tale, sometimes for 3 foot, and stool mistaketh me, then I slip, and I from her bum down topples she. And Taylor cries and falls into a cough, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees, and swear I merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon, and here's my mistress. Would that he were gone. And here, my mistress, would that he were gone. Let's see, enter Oberon, the king of fairies, at one point with his train, and Titania, the queen, at another with hers. Oh, so we're totally in the fairy world right now. Okay, so I thought we were in a similar place. I need a drink. Here we go. So how am I doing? Am I actually getting anywhere? Am I like I said, reading and then acting is a whole different thing. I'm going to get up and start moving around. I don't know. I got to visualize how the acting would appear, because I know not what I'm doing here. So, what jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company. Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord? When I must be thy lady, but I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Philida, thou here? Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steeps of India, but that forsooth abounding Amazon, your muskin mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity. How canst thou shuss for shame, Titania? Glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus. Didst not thou lead him through the glimmering night from Perigona, from Perigona, where he ravished, and make him with fair Aglis break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa? These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never seen the middle summering spring met we on hill and dale and forest or mead, to paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the breached market of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with the brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds pipe to us in vain, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea. Contagious fogs, which failed in the land, hath every pelting river made us proud. That thou hath abhorred their continents, the axe. Man, I am impressed by people who can read this stuff. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere youth attained a beard. The folds stand empty in the drowned fields, and the crowns are fatted with myrrh and flock. The 9 men's morris is filled with mud, and the queen mazes in the wanton green. For more tread are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with the hymn of carol blessed. Therefore the moon, governess of floods, pale in the anger wash all air. The rheumic diseases do abound, and thorough this distemtion. Oh my gosh! And though this distempture we see, we seasons alter hoary-headed. Therefore the moon governess of floods, pale in her anger washes all the air, that rheumatic diseases do abound. And thorough the distemper we see, the season alter, hoary-headed frosts haul in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and in old hymns thin and icy crown, and odorous chaplets of sweet summer buds, is in mockery and set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter, change their wanton liveries, and the mazed world by their increase now known not which is which, And the same pogany of evils comes from debate. From our dissension, we are their parents and original. See, this one doesn't have that rhymey rhythm as some of them do. Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman. Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me in Neptune's yellow sands, marking thy embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb, then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land to fetch the trifles and return again. As for voyage, rich with merchandise, but she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him. How long within the wood intend you stay? Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day, if you will patiently dance in our round, and see our moonlight revels go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts. Oberon, give me that boy, and I will go with thee. Not for thy fairy kingdom, fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay. Oh, okay. Not for thy fairy kingdom, fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay. And Titania and her fairies exit. So Titania is the queen of fairies, right? So that's what I'm gathering. Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not come from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew oh my gosh, the root sea grew civil at her song, and certain break time, I'm losing it. Uttering such delight and harmonious breath, with the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music. I remember. Robin is Puck. Robin is Puck, I think. That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. It's weird they put commas in weird places. That's why it's hard to read this. I know it's probably to get pauses, but that very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took, at a very vestal thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress best in mad meditation fancy free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell, it fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maiden all it love and idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids lay, will make our man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league. I'll put a girdle around my earth in 40 minutes. I'll put a girdle around, okay. I'll put a girdle around about, I'll put a girdle, it's not around, it's round, Ken. Stop saying around. I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes. He exits. Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing she, waking, looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, or meddling monkey, or on a busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love, and ere I take this charm from all her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am visible, and I will overhear their conference. Oh, he's just talking to himself. He says, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible. I will overhear their conference. Enter Demetrius, Helena following him. Okay, so I'm just going to read to page 49, and then I got to take a break. And that's probably enough for one round, right? Yeah, that's probably an hour of this is good, and then I'll do another one maybe later today or tomorrow. Obviously I can't do an hour only, but I have talked a lot in this that didn't have me reading. I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll say, the other stayeth me. The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldst me that they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am. Oh my gosh! Thou toldst me that. But see, I'm not going to be able to get through many more of these. I'm just tongue-tying myself all the way. I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldst me that they were stolen into this wood, and here am I, and wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more. You follow me, you're hard-hearted adamant, but you draw not iron for my heart. Is true at steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you. Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you? And even for that I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel, spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me leave. Unworthy as I am to follow you, what worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you used your dog? Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee, and I am sick when I look not on you. You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill consent of desert place with the rich worth of your virginity. Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night that I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you in my respect are all the world. Then how can it said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me? I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee in the mercy of wild beasts. The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies, Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild mind. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild hind. Make speed to catch the tiger, spotless speed, when cowardice pursues and valor flees. Valor flees? Valor flies. Oh, maybe that's supposed to rhyme with hind. I don't know. Let's see. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild hind. Make speed to catch the tiger, spotless speed, when cowardice pursues and valor flies. Okay, sure, why not? I will not stay the question. Let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood. Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love, as men may do. We should be wooed, and were not made to woo. I'll follow thee, and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well. And she leaves. Fare thee, wild nymph, ere he do leave this grove. Thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hath thou the flower here? Oh, enter Robin. Hath thou the flower here? Welcome, wanderer. Aye, there it is. I pray thee, give it to me. Robin gives him the flower. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where the oxlips and the nodding fallows grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet muck roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometimes of the night, lulled in these flower dances and delight, and there the snake, thrown her enamelled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in, and with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes, and make her full of hateful fantasies. Fantasize. I think they're rhyming fantasies with eyes, which is throwing me off. And there the snake grows her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasize. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth and anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he spies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man be the Athenian garment he hath on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow. Okay, so I am going to take a break. Page 53, which is about a third of the way, roughly, through this whole play. Right now, it seems we have gotten us to the point where Oberon has got this flower. It's going to make people fall in love with him. That's his plan anyway. And then we're on to see where Robin's at. Robin, who I think is Puck, I'm pretty sure. I think he said Robin and Puck are the same person. But I could be wrong. I may be misunderstanding that. But hey, till next time, you take it easy.